Good morning.
Morning.
How are we all today? Well, me and you.
I'm really sleepy today.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know, just that. A week of getting up at 5:30 in the morning.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
I was
cool.
a bit later this morning.
Was you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I wasn't. I was there,
Good
ready. Up. Breakfast. Emails. Reading. Exercise.
Did you meditate?
Yep.
Liar. So, today's topic. One of your specialties, actually, John.
One of my specialties.
Yes.
Which
Networking.
one? Networking. Wow. Interesting. And it is a very interesting topic, networking.
Well, we did kind of touch on it the other day. Might have been last week, actually. But I think we need to go into it in a bit more detail.
Cool.
So, what are the main benefits of networking?
Are you asking me a
Go.
question or?
But go slow because it's a police car.
Yeah. You can go, but you've got to accelerate quick. If you look behind you, mind you, there's a bit of blur in there, so you'll probably not see, but yeah, it's the police. Let's just accelerate. Drift. Yeah, we're in the 4x4. We're probably, yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance we're going to drift, is there,
Yay,
really?
sunshine.
Okay, so networking, are you're asking me, or you?
I was asking you, yeah.
Or you actually stating a point?
No, I said what are the main benefits of networking?
Well, there's lots of different benefits in networking, and I think that this is one of the things that, if you want networking to be effective for you, this is one of the things that you really need to kind of lock down from the get-go, really. You need to know who your target audience is. You know what I mean? Who are you looking to win business from? Who are you trying to reach out to?
It's the same as anything. You need an aim and an objective.
Totally. And there's so many people that just rock on down to networking with no agenda. They don't really know what they're doing. They've heard that networking's a good thing, and they walk away from after networking. They might go to one or two and they'll say, well, it didn't really work. It didn't work for me. Well, what did you go for? To meet people. Yeah, cool.
Using it as a social
event. Social, and that's another thing you've got to be very, very careful of, because it's great to socialise, but ultimately you're going networking because you want to get business, and there's a lot of groups out there that have got some amazing people, and you'll build some fantastic relationships with people, but it does turn into a bit of a social gathering, boys club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the main benefits really is that you can meet lots of people, you can build fantastic relationships with people, they can open doors for you, it gets you out of all the kind of noise as well, so it's nice to be able to come out from your working environment that you're always in and just step away from it for a couple of hours to go and meet like-minded people as well. So there is absolutely like massive amounts of benefits to networking.
So what would you say was the most important thing to prepare yourself for networking? If you've never been before, what are the tips you'd give to someone?
Well, I think we mentioned last time the very first networking I ever went to, and I forget the name now. It was over in Rotherham, and it was a big group. You know, there must have been, I don't know, there were north of 40 people. From memory, and I went very naive, didn't know what to expect from networking. Saw these people, my eyes lit up, and I'm thinking, yes, all these people I can sell my services to, and I walked away with zero. And I suppose I was one of them people thinking, well, does networking really work? And it takes some time, unless you've got people out there. In fact, there's actually workshops out there now that tells you how to network.
Is it?
Yeah. There's workshops out there saying how you get the best from networking. How do you network?
You should run some of them.
So, yeah, you're probably right actually.
Because you've done about 72,000 million.
What, workshops or networks?
Networks.
But networking is brilliant, and I think that to come back to the original question, which is how would you prepare for your first one, is it make yourself memorable. There's a guy, I mean, I still go networking now because it is a brilliant way to to generate awareness, interest, connections, and get into the businesses that you're wanting to really reach into, or people really. But there's a guy that goes there, I'm sure you won't mind me mentioning him, is a chap called Lindsay Gambling. He's a financial advisor. He's been on the scene for a very, very long time. Brilliant guy. And whenever he turns up at networking, he's on the board. You know, he's really prepared. And he's always got props with him. So he'll sing to you. He'll play music off his phone while he's rapping. Do you know what I mean? This is a guy that's.
You can't guess his age. If you don't know it, don't guess it, because you might offend him.
Yeah, well, he's north of 50. I know that. I hope. He is, yeah. But he raps, he's got music playing, he fetches props with him all the time, but it's just making him very, very, very memorable.
What type of props?
It depends on what he's talking about. I mean, he fetches little kind of stress balls, he'll fetch little action figures and dolls and action men and just loads of things. But do you know what? It's always memorable. And that's what you need to do. So if you're going to go networking, which you need to, then make yourself memorable. You don't necessarily have to bring action figures and dolls or rap, but just make yourself memorable. Do you know?
I remember the first one I went to was a B&I one, and didn't know what to expect at all. I'd worked all my life and had not been self-employed, and going into it, it was like quite scary. But I'm quite a confident person, so got there and they said, oh, you've got to do a 60-second?
Yeah.
60-second talk about who you are, what you do, and introduce yourself to the group and what businesses you're looking to connect with, and there's very kind of strict guidelines of what you're to say. And because I was a guest, I was one of the last ones to speak. And you've got all these people who go there sort of week in, week out, and it was all different like backgrounds. So you had solicitors, plumbers, electricians, every kind of conceivable job description you can imagine, and they're all standing up with like little pieces of paper with their script on, and some of them were like shaking like anything, and I was like, what's going on? I'm not sure if I like this. Yeah.
and it is quite daunting for some people. I mean, we sit on like a board, if you like, a council, if you like, for a particular group of networks, and so we obviously go back to them on a month or sometimes longer basis, where we'll talk about how they can improve it, things that they can do. So there is always different things, and one of the things that we were saying to them is about a buddy scheme. You know, someone who's going to meet and greet and hold the hand and talk them through it, because it is a bit daunting for some people, especially if you're not very extrovert. You know, if you're not that kind of person what's like, woo, I'm here, do you know?
Well, like you.
Yeah, like me. So networking wise, I mean, spread your wings, try different groups, find one that really gels for you, because that is really important. I mean, I went to loads of different networks, and some were great, some not so much. I mean, we mentioned B&I, they're the pioneers of the networking scene. They pretty much invented it, they grew it, but it wasn't for me. It's not the kind of network that I kind of wanted to spend time with. I was as a member for a year. In fact, I probably didn't even see out the full year, because it wasn't really what I was looking for. But then,
and the problem with it is very kind of rigid and structured.
Some people need that though. Some people do need that. Yeah, that's what I was
about to say, if you hadn't have interrupted me.
Yeah, some people need structure.
So you've got to bring so many guests and introduce so many people, and it's all about like signing more people up and stuff.
And I mean, it's interesting because it is. You do need to have new people coming into the network, and it's not just so that people can get in contact with them, but it's a good deed to help other people. Do you know? Listen, I've seen you're in business. I've got a great network that I'm a member of. It'll be fantastic for you to come and get involved with, and it's really nice to help other people as well. And in terms of networks, there's lots. Do you know? There's paid ones where you have to pay a subscription for a year. There's others where it's just pay as you go, so you literally just pay as you go, and they vary massively. Some are £5 a time, some are £10 a time, some are, some are £25 a time. Some memberships are a few £100s, some are £1,000, and some really elite ones you might be looking at spending 10k a month.
Really?
Yeah. So there's lots of different ones, and it's just a matter of finding the ones that's right for you, what feels comfortable for you. Once you're there,
so the thing is, you know, if it is costing you 10 grand a month, but you're getting value for money out of it, then it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
So you need to weigh that up, don't you?
You do, definitely. So you definitely need to weigh that up. And when you're there, I think that the next big advice that I'd say to somebody is go with an agenda. So we talked about having a prop or something that makes it memorable, but go with an agenda. So have a list of the type of companies or businesses that you'd like to get to speak with,
and why you want to speak to them,
and
so
why you want
that
to speak
you
to
don't
them.
get all tongue-tied when you do bump into whoever that is you're looking for.
Definitely. And then ask people for introductions, because the real power in the network is not selling your services to the network, it's about selling through them. So it's about building relationships and obviously tapping into their network of people, what's not necessarily members, and helping and
Word
getting
of
them
mouth.
to help you to promote your business. So do that, go with an agenda, try and make yourself memorable, and have a look around. There's a few different ones. If you want to just jump onto Google, you'll find these ones, but you've got things like,
Maybe you should put some links at the bottom of this.
I could probably put some links in the description, but you've got ones like, depends on where you're based, but like you've got ones called like The Firm, you've got Yorkshire Mafia, you've got Firm Networking, you've got Network to Network, you've got Business for Breakfast, you've got the Network. I thought I said that first. Did I not say that first? You've got the Network. So there's so many different events and networking events around there. Have a look on Eventbrite. Do you know there's loads of different events that's on Eventbrite, and you can obviously then search by your location. Cool.
Excellent. Final thought?
Final thought, as I've just said, is be memorable and go with a plan. You know, go with a list of companies or people that you really would like to speak to,
and what you want to speak to them about, and who you want them to introduce you to.
Definitely.
Okay, say bye, John.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.